Okay, here we go. Hey, everybody. I am Datha Whitfield. I am from a little town called Hueytown, Alabama. Outside, I'm sure no one knows where that is, except if you're from Alabama, you know where that's at. But it's a little tiny town near Birmingham. And I have been with Plexus. I joined 10 years ago tomorrow. 10 years ago. But you will see that I will be, if you follow me on Facebook, I'm going to be celebrating. I'm probably not going to do my 10-year anniversary post until May 1st, and then I'm going to celebrate the whole month of May. Uh, so my daughter is a photographer and she took some cute pictures. So I'm excited for that. So 10 years ago, tomorrow, I did not know what I was doing at all. I just joined because I needed some extra income. I saw Candy, and she's on here tonight. She lives about probably 45 minutes or so from me. And her family and my husband's family had gone to church together and knew each other for years and years and years. So Candy and I really didn't know each other, but we knew of each other and had met. And I think she had bought some clothes from me on Facebook. So we were Facebook friends, and she posted about the $500 opportunity. And I messaged her wanting to know how I could make $500. And Candy was so new, and y'all might have heard this before because I've shared it before. Candy was so new, she was like, well, it's a diet drink, but I don't really know. She'd only been in the company a few months. And so she arranged a call with Lisa's upline because it goes um, Tamara Holloway, Lisa, Candy, and me. And so me and Tamara Holloway had like a conversation. I was at work. I'll never forget it. I was on break and I was a nurse. I've been a nurse 20 years at that point. And so I joined not having a clue what I was doing. So I have been experimenting with this thing for 10 years. One thing I did right away is developed a really cool testimony because I took the products continuously. And tonight I am talking about your personal brand. And I will tell you, some things have not changed. And then a lot of things have changed since I joined 10 years ago. So I hope something I say is a nugget. If it's not for you, maybe it's for someone on your team. A lot of this has been trial and error for me. And a lot of it has been just falling forward because I had no idea what I was doing. And I was that type of person that was willing to try anything because I needed extra income. My husband had lost his job and we were going down fast. The ship was going down. We had 3 kids, a mortgage, car notes, all the things. And so I just jumped in and thought, is going to be no plan B. I'm just going to do this thing. And it was a lot of God mixed in there, y'all, because I had no idea what I was doing. But I knew that I needed to develop a testimony. And I think that's still true today when developing your personal brand, is a testimony. And I started doing everything I knew to do. So I was watching videos, podcasts, reading books, going to training events. Um, Everything I'm going to share tonight has been an experience I've had. Lots of failure, but guess what? There's no failure. There's only learning opportunities. I hate that word because it's just not true. You are never failing. You're always learning. You're always growing. So this is going to be like the smallest little mini workshop in the world. I'm going to ask you to use and I'm going to ask some questions because I love asking questions. And I've got my notes. So personal branding is a super hot topic right now. And for a good reason. Have you noticed your Facebook, Instagram, all the things are flooded with social sellers, MLMers, affiliate marketers? Have y'all noticed that? Or is it just me? Wow, has it changed from 10 years ago? And so my first question to you is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that you have developed your personal brand? And then I'm going to talk about what a personal brand is. So in the chat group, 1 to 10, how confident are you? 1 being I'm the least confident that I have created my personal brand. An 8, a 7. Give me the numbers. A 5, a 2, a 6, a 7, 8. I love it. Anybody else? Okay. Well, this is a 3, and that's okay. The 2s and 3s and 1s I love, because you know what that means is there's lots of improvement for growth, lots of room for growth. So I'm going to delete this chat so I can pay attention to my notes. Okay, y'all. I'm going to give you a challenge because I think I'm back here in like 4 months at the Healthy Hangout. And I'd like you to work on improving that number by just a little bit. So hopefully something I say tonight in this short time that I have will help you. So basically tonight, we're going to think of personal branding equals, because I want it to be simple and not, we can't get into a lot in the 20-ish minutes I have left. So personal branding is going to be equaling becoming a person of influence. John Maxwell is one of my favorite people, and he talks about it all the time, because people are going to try Plexus because they like you, because they want to try from you. That's just the bottom line of it. It's very simple. Really, MLMing and social selling and all of this is really relationship building. People will want to try because of who you are. So whatever that is, if you're a social seller, MLMer, affiliate marketer, whatever you want to call it, you have a small business. So that's my next question. Do you feel like you have a small business? 1 being, I do not feel like I have a small business at all. And 10, I know I have a small business. Let me see. Give me those numbers. Oh, God, 10. 10, love it. 10. Okay, well, this is great. A large business. Yes, you do. A 10. Wendy said, no small business here. That's okay. Heidi, I do, but it's a small business. I wish I had the stats right in front of me of how many Americans have small businesses, retail, brick and mortar, online. It's crazy. America is made up of so many people that have small businesses. Well, if you believe you have a small business and you're right up there way at the top, but maybe if you're way at the bottom, these are all things that we can do to develop our personal brand. Because if you have a small business and you want your business to grow, you need to develop a personal brand. And the first thing I want to say is the quickest way to fail is to assume someone else's identity of success. Maybe where you are right now, you would be like, Datha, if I had 10 VIP customers, wow, I would feel great. Then that's you. You do you. The quickest way to failure is you to look at someone that's got a double diamond rank, which, yeah, that's something to aspire to, but maybe that's not where you are right now or what you want right now. So success is defined many different ways. So as I speak on a few different ways to build your brand, that's really important to know. It's real important to know the success and personal branding looks different for everyone. So number 1, in personal branding, the most important thing is your story. It's very simple. The first thing you need to do is identify your story, because it's the entire reason behind your brand. I mean, what if I was a Plexus ambassador and I was putting my story out there every day? I'm so sick. I'm so sick and I'm so tired. And I just want to go lay down because I have a headache and acid reflux and I'm gaining 30 pounds. And that was me before Plexus. But what if I was saying that now? So you really have to just simplify your story. What is your story? How has Plexus helped you? And I will say that it's so important to tweak the products if you haven't developed a strong testimony yet. And maybe if you're brand new, you can use the testimony of your upline until you develop your own. But I would say your story is one of your most important things, because it's the reason behind your brand. And one of the things that separates a brand from a personal brand, y'all catch this, one thing that separates a brand, and we all know lots of brands like Nike, Nestle, I mean, you can just name a billion brands, but a personal brand is the personality behind it. The personality. And the personality is 3 things. It's the trust, like, know factor with your audience. Does your audience trust you? Do they like you? And do they want to get to know you? Trust like no. If you don't have trust like no with your audience, then you don't really have an audience. And you certainly don't have any influence. Because if they don't trust you, and if they don't like you, and if they don't feel like they know you, they're not going to purchase Plexus from you, and they're not going to want to be on your team. Does that make sense? And the second thing, it's real fun, it's your superpower. So the first thing in building your personal brand is your story and your trust like no factor. And the second thing is your superpower. I'm a big fan of the idea of a superpower because this is the little itty bitty specific niche that sets you apart from everyone else and makes you irresistible. And it can be simple, y'all. My superpower is encouraging people to dream. So I did a little test last week when I knew I was going to talk tonight and got on my Facebook page and said to my audience, in 3 words, describe me. I said, I'm not looking for a compliment. I'm actually going to speak next week. What's 3 words? Y'all, and the 3 words that came back were the 3 words that I believe authentically I am and what I need and what I share all the time. It said encourager, dreamer, and believer. Almost everyone said that or some form of that. So I was like, hey, I really have been building a brand. And for me, it's just been authentically talking about and sharing the things that I love. So kind of, if I said this, if I said, who in Plexus, here we go to your chat group. This is the mini workshop part. If I said, who in Plexus, and it could be multiple answers, and I expect multiple because one person holds the entire brand. Like there are other people that are encouragers like me, and there's other people that are believers and dreamers. But who is the science girl? If you had a science question in Plexus, and for me, if I'm talking about the science girl, immediately to my mind comes Lori Harrison. I'm sure there's other ones. There's other science girls. Lori, Jessica, Gigi, Lisa, science girl. See, okay. What if I said the numbers girl in Plexus? Who's the numbers girl? My daughter's the science girl, Colleen. What if I said who in Plexus is the foodie? Who's the foodie? It's always telling you, and who's some always giving you recipes, always telling you what they're eating. When Lisa becomes famous for hashtag what Lisa eating, she has to give me commission because I'm the one that told her to do that about way back when. Remember that? So what do you want to be known for? What's your superpower? Type it in the chat group. What do you want, even if you're not now, what deep down, authentically, do you want to be known for? Do you want people to look, me too, Jennifer. I want to be a professional encourager. But there's all kind of things. But what are you? What sets you apart? What makes you different? Helping women make money, creator. Menopause for Lisa. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Helping people, encouraging, inspiring. So when I see all this, I think everything you post, talk about, content, or a lot of what you do needs to be filtered through that lens of who you authentically are. Oh yeah, motivational speaking, that's my jam. When somebody asks me to speak, I just want to do flips because I just love it. I just love that. Y'all, I went to a sidebar. And we're going to talk about this in a minute. I went to a network marketing meeting, first time ever. Didn't even know there was one like 20 minutes from me, and a friend invited me. I got all dolled up when was this? Friday. And right before I headed out the door, the friend that invited me said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I can't go." Do y'all think I went, or do y'all think I stayed home? I When I got there, it was 50 people in the room, and I was told we all got a chance at the mic, and then we all had 45 seconds. It was great. It was the 45 best seconds of my life. So your superpower, I have to tell you all about this when I have longer time. What is it? I want you to think about that over the next few weeks. And if you've not developed it and you don't know what it is, message me and I'll help you work through that. I probably can identify it pretty fast. It's what's at your core, and it can be more than one thing. I usually say about 3 things that you really want to be known for. So the third thing you need to know when talking about your brand and developing your brand is know your audience. Who are you talking to when you post? Who are you making content for? I have failed in this so often because my mindset years ago was I want to reach everybody. And then I opened a boutique. I want to have clothes for everybody. Y'all, it's took me 2.5 years to realize, and much failure and going backward, is I can't serve every single person at my boutique. It is impossible to have clothes for a 16-year-old all the way to a 70-year-old. And I say that because I'm right next to a salon and their clientele are all older. So I found they were walking in my boutique and finding things that my 16-year-old would wear and not what they. So just as a brick and mortar can't appeal to everyone, your personal brand and what you're posting in content and the content you're making, it absolutely cannot. And I didn't know that. And when I heard it, I would say, nah, that person doesn't know what they're talking about. I can appeal to everyone. What I post can be to everyone. But I promise y'all, you need to really think hard about who you want to be reaching. And for me, it's basically a mirror of who I am. It's someone in their 40s to 60s that has children, maybe in the sandwich generation. They have kids at home, but they have aging parents. So they're tired, they're worn out. They're looking for someone that'll understand who they are, that'll authentically love on them, show them products that'll make them feel better. So that's really important to know your audience. A big part of branding is you. If you can't effectively communicate to your audience, if you don't know who your audience is, I cannot read my own notes, y'all. And now it says, look to my phone. So let me go over here, see how much time I have. And the fourth part of personal branding, the fourth piece is messaging. Because you can have everything, you can dig deep, you can do the work, and you can know your story, you can know your superpower, you can know your audience, and you can post. But y'all, messaging is so important in our business. It's the bread and butter, because I have found that some people will reach out to you, but most of the time it's going to be a message. And network marketing has gone through such a diversity of opinions about messaging. Back in the day, I would just print out a Facebook list and I would just cold message. And we would meet at Chick-fil-A and we would have a contest with the team. We'll stop when you've met cold message 200 people. Do that. Megan's like, did that really happen? Yes, it really happened. We did that. But we have learned a little bit more. And that's why personal branding is so important. And reading books that John Maxwell has about influence, because most people are not going to join you through cold messaging, but they're going to join you because they genuinely connect with who you are. And personal branding could also equal, besides influence, it could also equal connection. Connection. So messaging is so important, and you cannot have this piece until 1, 2, and 3, until you figure that out. Number 1 is your story. Number 2 is your superpower. Number 3 is who you're talking to. And now it's about how do you communicate who you are to your audience in a way that has them wanting to take action. You're going to do this a myriad of different ways depending on your brand and who you are. Some people might message and do great with, hey girl, I was just thinking about you. Everybody, that's got to develop. And mine is just on a real personal basis and through making tons of connections. I'm going to talk about connections for a minute. I'm going to go apart from my notes because I think this is so important. Connecting and growing your circle is the most important thing you can do for growing your Plexus business. And it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard. And these are some ways I have done this and I'm doing this. With my power partner, we do book clubs where we invite anyone. It's not Plexus related, but so many people have becoming Plexus users, customers, by just an invitation to join our book club. Me and my power partner are on a year-long journey book club. We started it, we're crazy, y'all. We started January 1. It's this book. It's called Focus. So she gave me this book as a present, and it's just one word a week for a year will transform your life. And we decided to do a book club. So here we are with every single Monday with a bunch of people we don't know, but we're doing this book club. So book clubs, I wouldn't suggest a year-long book club, but it's going to be real interesting what happens with this. So book clubs. Have you considered joining your Chamber of Commerce? Has anyone because there are MLMers in Chamber of Commerce or networking opportunities. Just Google networking opportunities in my area, Chamber of Commerce in my area. Y'all, you've got to put yourself out there, connect, build relationships with people. I know everyone just can't go out and start a second business, and I wouldn't even suggest that for anybody. But a passion of mine was to have a boutique. I didn't necessarily do it to grow my Plexus business, but over the past 2 years, almost every single customer I've gained has been someone I've met out. I've met out either at a networking event, at a book club, at a meeting, at just somewhere. I wish I had a whole different list. I asked my power partner, Tammy, earlier, what's all the things we have done to expand our network, build our personal brand? And you don't have to become something that you are not. I've said this to many people before. Think of what you love to do. What do you love to do? And start a Facebook group and start a page with what you love to do. And it stays authentic. It allows you to create personal relationships. My best friend is just the bomb at this, y'all. She started a menopause page probably 3 years ago. And she just had a girl go Fast Start Silver last month. Fast Start Silver, and it's somebody that she met in a menopause group in 2018. So never discount the groups, because more people are on social media than they ever have been. And get yourself out there. So I guess that's that, Lisa. That's all I got.
It's very, 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 very good. Seriously.
Thank you.
Yep. I agree with everything. You have to find what relates to you. 100%. I can't relate to like sharing our kids' product. I can share kids' products.
Yeah.
I can't relate to it.
Yeah.
I have kids that takes the kids' products. I don't know what little kids go through, but I know what menopause is, and that's my target audience, and so I want to be more known for that. So yeah, just got to find what it's taken me 10 years to kind of find, I'm like, wow, it's going to happen. So
Yeah. And let me talk about menopause for a second. Thank you, Candy. I take all the products. I'm on no medications at all. And I have been seeing a holistic doctor, and he's been walking me through menopause because it had gotten really bad, but I did it all holistically with nothing except Plexus products. But I haven't told you this yet, Lisa. I was still having some problems with hot flashes. And Lisa and I were talking a couple weeks ago and she said, what about your X Factor? I take it every morning religiously. She said, take it at night. Lisa, the hot flashes have went away. And I was having them 3 and 4. I was running a mini fan by my bed and would wake up 3 and 4 times a night, and just making that small change. And I would not have believed it. I'm like, but I tried it because I was desperate. And just changing it to night has took my hot flashes away.
that gave me goosebumps.
It did. It worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah. See, that's why, you guys, it's important to find your target audience to help them. We have so many different walks of life here and different phases of life. You guys, that just, Datha, I'm so glad you got to come on our page and talk
It's made
about
a huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah. So good. So good. You can take BioCleanse with X Factor at the same time. Yep.
I do. I always have took BioCleanse at night. Always. And my magnesium level was still low. And so my doctor told me, or my holistic, he's not a doctor really, he's a PC. He told me to double it. So it's 4 BioCleanse at night with 2 X Factor.
So she takes, you can take Vital Biome at night. I take mine. It's best to take Vital Biome on an empty stomach when your enzymes are at your, I take mine first thing in the morning. I heard that when your enzymes are at their lowest, it's best to take that. And so she takes her X Factor Plus at night for night sweats. And April on plexusworldwide.com, they were doing a question on stories, and someone had asked, can you take Probio 5 and BioCleanse at night? And she said, absolutely. So I know that was kind of like a myth, but that you couldn't, but yeah, you can. So I take my vitamin. Yeah, I do too. I take 2. And I think the key is 2 and 2. 2 Vitabiome, 2 X Factor Plus. Datha, you take 2?
I take 2 Vital in the morning.
But 2 X Factor Plus at night?
Yes, 2 at night.
Yeah, so anyways. Okay, does anybody have any questions? I always take Probio 5 and BioCleanse at night. Yep. So good. Veronica, did you have a question? Yeah, unmute yourself, sweetie. Wait, you're still muted.
Got it.
There you go.
In the morning, I take the Slim HC and balance together. I do that first before anything. So, and I usually take the Vital Biome after I've had my protein shake. So take the Vital Biome with the balance.
I would take Vital Biome when you first wake up without anything.
Without anything. Okay.
Yeah. That's how I do it. That's how I've always done it. That's how I've heard to take it. That's just how I do it.
Okay. I'll give it a try because I don't take, a lot of people take Mega X at night. I can't take it at night.
Yeah.
I won't sleep if I take it at night.
Same with my husband. Yeah, same with my husband.
But I take it in the morning.
Yep. Does anybody have any other questions? No questions?
I have a question.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm driving. That's why my video is off. But I just want to know a little bit more about zeroing in on your target audience, because as Lisa knows, I'm an overthinker, but there's so many different groups of people that I do feel like I speak to. And I've really been trying to narrow down my audience and so that I can make my posts more specific to them. So I would love to hear a little bit more on being able to do that.
Okay. Well, first of all, your target audience usually, no, I'm speaking to people that are not mega influencers. If you're a mega influencer and have 200,000 followers on IG, you can just put anything out there and grow your business. I'm not that person. Maybe somebody on here is. So I would say your target audience is going to be a mirror of who you are. So give me three descriptions of who you are, Kim. If someone
my goodness. Well, I feel like my superpower is I'm a good listener. And that's really comes in the face-to-face. I mean, people will tell me their life story and barely know me. That is a gift that I have, that I know that I have.
Yeah, that's your superpower, but who are you? Are you a mom? Are you a believer?
Yes, mom, autism mom. I just recently shared the whole autism diagnosis with my son. So I know I can reach a lot of people through that, not just autism, but in, special needs and that type of thing.
That's a huge niche. It's needed. People need your voice and need what you have to say. They need your wisdom in that. Just think of all the people that are new to that, to special needs children.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be such a blessing to so many.
Yeah. And that's what I told her, Datha, is that, not necessarily with her son taking the product, she has to sneak it in, but how she handles everyday life with stress and all that kind of stuff. That's where Vital Biome comes in. That stress hormone is helps with that Vital Biome. And so she's a baker. She can still talk about eating the cakes and taking the products, and she's a sports mom. And Kim, Kim is a very big overthinker.
Yeah.
And if she
see, Lisa, you just touched on the different things that I do, and that's where I'm struggling with narrow is that, or just keep sharing that, because that is my life, is being a mom, running kids to all the sports, and baking cakes is my side little fun hobby that I love to do.
I feel like you
Just
don't,
keep sharing all the things.
well, but Kim, I think you still, I mean, she's a superstar. She added 6 people last month. She added 4 people this month. Like, Kim, you don't need to change. You are that mom. You know, you're a mom and you're a baker and your son has autistic, he's autistic, and you're sports mom. So don't try to change to something that you're not. Just capitalize on what you already are and don't overthink it.
Lisa, that's what I was going to say to her. Like, you are who you are, Kim. And you have to show up each day like you're doing. You're doing amazing. You've
Yep.
grown so much. And Lisa knows that, like, just in the last couple of months, I'm always out on social media. People know me, but I'm sharing my results with how I am changed. I finally have like gotten this whole eating thing and emotional eating, and I've changed my products and I'm losing weight. And I know that Plexus isn't all about that, but I am. And I'm just sharing it and I'm being authentic. And guess what? The people that are coming to me are moms my age that have kids in school, college, busy. And they're saying, help me, Candy, because I see you're changing. And my coach had told me this. He said, if you start showing that you're changing and you are doing something different, people are just going to ask you. And that literally, I have not had to beg. I have not had to drag someone. People are coming to me because I'm just showing up every day, sharing my results and sharing my enthusiasm. So,
Yep,
Kim,
yep.
that's what you got to do. Like,
Yeah, Datha, she's a real big on reset. And so she gets a lot of customers from reset. So that's who she, you know, who she is.
Kim?
So, no, yeah, Kim.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah,
you know
with,
me in reset.
yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah, with Kim. So that's who she is. So,
And my autoimmune disease. I share a lot about my rheumatoid too.
yeah, you don't want to
But
change
yeah,
who
but
you
thank
are,
you.
Kim.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll just
I mean, I
keep doing
answered
what
for
I'm
you, Datha, but you know,
Well, you know her better than me.
yeah. So, all right, guys, does anybody have any other, and thank you for sharing, Candy. Does anybody have any other questions, any comments, anything? No, everything is good. All right, well, we're gonna have the recording for you guys. As soon as I hit the stop this, let me just stop it now. Hold on. Let me stop. Yeah.